Hi again. My lesson today is about a square number and square root. We will understand by the end of this lesson what is a square number and what is a square root. So, if you never heard of this, a square, let's start with some numbers. Let's take, for example, I will start with a number 4. This number 4, if I multiply it by itself, 4 times 4 equals, as everyone knows, 16. 4 times 4 equals 16. So since 4 times itself, it gave us 16. So the square number, we can say that the square number of 4 is 16. In another word, 4 times itself is 16. We can write it in different way. We can write it 4 with a little 2 here. So this is 4 squared equals 16. Or we can say, another example, 3 times 3 equals 9. The square number of 3 is 9. We can write it in different way to make it simple and easy. 3 to the power of 2, little 2 here. 3 squared equals 9. And so on. 3 squared equals 9. Give another example. 7. If we multiply 7 by itself, 7 times 7, the answer is, if you know it, 49. So, the square number of 7 is 49. We can write it this way. 7 squared equals 49. So, now it looks straightforward. We know how to square, when we square a number, that is the square number. When we multiply any number by itself, 4 times 4 equals 16. The square number of 16 of 4 is 16. The square number of 3 is 9. Then so on. We can reverse this. We can say the square root. If we go reverse in this way, square root of 16 is 4. Square root of 9 is 3. Square root of 9 is 3. Square root of 49 is 7. We can say a square root of any number is that number if we can multiply that number by itself. The square root of any number is the number we multiplied by itself to find that number. So, an example here. What is the square root of 25? What is the square root? What is the square root of 25? What number did we multiply by itself to get 25? Can you guess it? What number did we multiply by itself to get 25? Of course, we multiplied number 5. So 5 is the square root of 25 because 5 times 5 equals 25. 5 is the square root of 25 because 5 times 5 equals 25. Then another example, just to make it easy. 6, number 6. If we multiply it by itself, it will give us 36. So the square root of 36, what is it? Instead of writing the square root of, we write it like this. Square root of 36 equals 6. Why? Because because 6 times 6 equals 36. So we learn now this. Instead of writing square root, we just write it like this. So we can say square root of 25 equals 5, because 5 times 5 equals 25. Square root of 4 equals 2, because 2 times 2 equals 4. Hard one now. What is the square root of 1? Square root of 1, of course, equals 1, because 1 times 1 equals 1. So, to learn the easy one, square root, we have to learn the table from 1 to 12, multiplying each number by itself. So, if you do it with me, 1, we'll start with 0. 0 squared equals 0. 1 squared equals 1. Are you with me? Then what do you think 2 squared will be? 2 squared equals 2 times 2 equals 4. 3 squared equals 3 times 3 equals 9. 4 squared equals 4 times 4 equals 16. We have to learn this by heart. 5 squared equals 5 times 5 equals 25. Then another column. They do it in different color. 5. Now 6. 6 squared equals 6 times 6 equals 36. 7 squared equals 7 times 7 equals 49. 8 squared equals 8 times 8 equals 64. 9 squared equals 9 times 9 equals 81. 10 squared equals 10 times 10 equals 100. 11 squared equals 11 times 11 equals 121. 12 squared, who knows it? 12 times 12 equals 144. Then all these numbers here, we can reverse them. We say, let's say we say 2 squared equals 4. We can say square root of 4 is 2. Square root of 9 is 3. Square root of 81 is 9. Square root of 49 is 7. Square root of 100 is 10. And why do we need this? I will do and explain it later in another lesson to show that we need it, for example, in areas, to work out the areas, to simplify a lot of calculations in maths. And I will explain in the next video that square root might be negative. A number 16, for example, has 2 square roots. One is 4, one is minus 4. And number 9 has 2 square roots. One is 3, the other one is minus 3, because minus times minus always positive. Thank you very much.